All right, so couple things before I really get into the video. I'm going to be explaining Mitsubishi as both a company and a like large corporate entity, because it's not really just one company. It's like groups of several different companies, like different branches, right? So about Mitsubishi, their logo looks like propellers on a plane, right? Mitsubishi used to make planes. They made planes for a very long time, up until about I believe it was February 2023 was when they stopped making planes. And it got like reabsorbed into Mitsubishi Heavy Industries. So they used to make planes, jets, right? Many people know Mitsubishi as the car company Mitsubishi Motors, which is, I believe, partnered with Nissan Corporation. Or Nissan Motors. I'm not sure what the full name for Nissan is, but Nissan, right? So here's the thing. Not only did Mitsubishi make planes, they currently make cars, probably not for very much longer, but they also have Mitsubishi Paper Industries, and they make pens, right? This right here is a Uni Jetstream. It's 4 different colors of pens, and then 1 mechanical pencil, which I don't actually have the mechanical pencil mechanism in this anymore. I don't know what happened to it, but I'm gonna buy a new one pretty soon. But actually, something interesting about this real quick. So the way you load the leads in there, so you can, I'm gonna do this example by using the ink pen cartridges. So with these, you can just pull them out, and then you can put them back in there. So it's very easy to refill. But this piece here, this like straw looking piece, so when you pull the mechanical pencil mechanism off of that, you can actually load the leads into this tube here. A lot of people, what they do is they'll press the pencil piece down like all the way, and you can actually like thread the leads back in there that way. That's kind of, it feels more like surgical to do it that way. So I believe this pen comes in 2 different thicknesses, right? I think you can get it in 0.5 and 0.7. I don't know if you can get it in 0.9 or larger, but this is the 0.5 version. I just like, I don't know, it feels more organized to be writing with a thinner pen. However, you know, anybody that uses thinner pens or pencils, they know that if it's lead, it's more prone to breaking, or it's more prone to like tearing through the paper. Anyway, point is, back to the original thing. I really like this pen, right? But back to Mitsubishi Corporation, okay? Why is this still something that you can buy the parts for? And I believe they still make this pen, the Uni Jetstream, but they don't make jets anymore. Why do you do this? Why do you do this to me, Mitsubishi? You don't make planes anymore, but you kept the planes logo, okay, and you kept the fucking planes pen? Why do you do this to me? Okay? You guys aren't even super popular for these pens. You can find Uni pens in stores, right? But I couldn't find this one anywhere, this Uni Jetstream. I had to buy this online. I believe I had to import this in from Japan, right? And, well, if I had the cartridges and stuff on me, the packaging on it is also in Japanese. Actually, let me go find that real quick. Okay, I found one. This is a refill for the green pen. So actually, it's not a part of Mitsubishi Paper, it's a part of Mitsubishi Pencil. So, yeah, so as you can see, that's in Japanese. The word Jetstream, it does have the English name as well as the Japanese katakana for Jetstream. Jetstream. So, but yeah, this is a Mitsubishi product, obviously. And then, I don't know if you can see it, but that right there is the Mitsubishi airplane logo. You guys don't make you don't make planes anymore. You don't make planes anymore. I hate when companies, they keep the original logo of something that they don't make anymore. Why? What is the point of that? You guys, like Mitsubishi, you could make the letter M using like the triangles, you know what I'm saying? You could do that because that is objectively cool, and it still would make sense for that to be the Mitsubishi logo, since you don't make airplanes anymore. You guys hardly make cars, by the way. You don't even make, particularly interesting or fun cars anymore. Like the Mitsubishi Eclipse. You killed that and you turned it into an SUV. Why? What is the point of that? You killed that and turned it into an SUV. The Mitsubishi Lancer and Lancer Evolution, you killed that entirely. Now, I understand that a part of the issue is the growing EPA restrictions for sedans and two-door like coupe cars as well. I understand that, okay? I understand that, and I hate that. But I think you killed the Evo too early. That, like, why? Why do you do this? That's like another question I have. Why do you do this? Mitsubishi, you are a conglomerate group now. You are a finance group now. You are a shell of what you used to be, okay? Please keep making this pen. If you discontinue this pen, or better yet, if I find out that this is discontinued, I'm gonna be mad. I'm gonna be pretty angry, okay? You guys used to be awesome, okay? Again, the Evo drowned out the Subaru STI, drowned out the Civic Type R, Civic SI, like any Civic. Let's be honest here. Let's be honest, okay? Like, single-handedly dominated the rally car field, okay? And then you trashed it. Why do you do this? Why do you do this? You guys you're not a company for the people anymore. You're a company for whatever makes you money. That's why you're a finance fucking conglomerate business. Again, I'm not saying this as defamation to Mitsubishi, okay? I'm saying this because why do this? Why do this? Like, it goes to show that this is another one of those companies that they begin to care less and less and less and less about their customers, because their customers are becoming the product now. If you are a finance company, your product is your customers. It's kind of the same thing as Mercedes and BMW charging a subscription fee per month to use the heated seats, or Mercedes specifically paying extra for essentially a tune, so permission to have your car be quicker. You have to pay extra for that, okay? Dodge, or I guess more specifically Jeep, I'm not sure what other Stellantis products do this, but they play ads in the car, like on the infotainment screen. Of course, you can get that removed, but why have something play ads in a product that you own. That's something that I really don't understand. I know I started off like talking about Mitsubishi, but I would like to express that this is an issue, and the more that you ignore that this is an issue, the more you and I are going to become nothing more than a product to these people. Okay? This is why, like, again, like what I was saying before, convenience is a consequence. There are consequences to convenience. Like, let me show you something here. I actually made this triangle in inspiration to something that Chris Fix actually made for tips on buying a car. So this is what I made, right? Quality, cheapness or cost, and convenience. So these are not all necessarily entirely mutually exclusive with each other, but this is something that I believe to be true. So, for example, something that is cheap and convenient usually isn't top tier quality, right? It can be, but it's usually not, because it's not necessarily easy to do so. Now, you can have something that might be cheaper or cost efficient and be of decent quality, but it's usually not convenient to get that, right? If you get something that is convenient and of high quality, it's usually not cheap, right? At least that's something that makes sense to me. That's how I like to explain it. So basically, companies use this triangle, I believe, in a different way. Okay, when customers want something that is more convenient, they will sacrifice the quality in order to keep costs down. Does that make sense? Right. So, but to keep their prices up, like their profits up, I would say. Oftentimes, the cheapest way to make a profit is to do the most convenient thing. What's the most convenient thing to do? Purchase everything in bulk, or mass produce something, which typically sacrifices quality, and then sell it, right? Sell it for a competitive price. So, but here's the thing: a lot of times after you already have made a product, people purchase that once. So, for the convenience of the customer, right? What's more convenient to use the heated seats that they already paid for? What's more convenient? Figuring out how to like bypass something in the ECU in order to use the heated seats, or just paying the fee? Paying the fee is cheaper. Okay? Paying the fee is cheaper. But by you having to pay a subscription for something that you already have, okay, is ridiculous, and it makes you the product. You are the product. You have to keep paying for something that you have. Okay, you have the heated seats, but you don't own them. You are paying for something that you already own because you don't really own it. Right? You can't have your cake and eat it too. You can buy your cake and pay a subscription to have this cake. But then once it's all gone and it cannot be consumed anymore, right? You've paid for nothing. So imagine that, and you keep paying for it and keep paying for it and keep paying for it. No, if I buy a burger, okay, do you think I'm gonna pay a subscription per minute to eat this burger? No, I'm gonna buy the burger for $10 fucking, and I'm not gonna keep paying for it, right? Okay, because why would you do that? Why would you do that? It's like, I don't know. Basically, my point is, this entire thing is ridiculous. I do not like it when companies do this. I don't like it when companies become nothing more than a finance group, okay, where they sacrifice what people want for their own gain. I do not like that, and I will never like that, and nobody should like that. That's basically the moral of this video. Mitsubishi, please continue to make these pens. Okay, this is what I want. If you want money from me, the consumer, or a consumer, okay, please keep making this. Also, please bring back the Evo. Also, either change your logo or please bring the planes back. Thank you. Spamtonium out.